JCity Arrow News is produced by JCity Center for Hope and Renewal, a faith-based, independent, nonprofit community development organization dedicated to rebuilding bridges to better lives, better families, and a better community. Hello, I'm Keith Fletcher.
And I'm Doug Hancock.
In honor of Valentine's Day, this edition of JCity Arrow News podcast will include a dozen ways that you and your Valentine, whoever that may be, can celebrate locally.
We will help you spread the love, but not too far.
That's right, Doug. We came up with lots of local options of places to go, things to do, and gifts to get for that special someone.
But first, here's another story about two of Johnston City's finest saving another life.
Yes, Doug. Again, last month, our local police responded to a life-threatening situation. About 5:20 p.m. on the 4th of January, police officers Derek Verschuren and David Laux were notified to be on the lookout for a female juvenile who had run away. This person had been recently discharged from a mental facility. According to Chief J.D. Barter, nothing in a police officer's training prepares them for a situation like this. Here's video from the Life-Saving Award presentation January 9th at a city council meeting.
No, the officers received a dispatch that there was a female standing on the I-57 overpass on Broadway looking at the vehicles below. Upon arrival, the officers observed a female standing on the outside of the protected guardrail. They knew her to be the juvenile that they were looking for. While Officer Verschuren engaged the juvenile in conversation, Officer Laux approached her from behind. The juvenile attempted to jump from the bridge, but Officer Laux was able to grab her in a bear hug and drag her back across the railing. There is no police training that prepares officers for this scenario. Both officers worked in unison to resolve this without the loss of life. The juvenile, as well as potentially any motorist that came in contact with the juvenile's body had she jumped. And it's signed by J.D. Barter, Chief of Police. Gentlemen, thank you. That was awesome.
The two officers are the second pair to receive this honor in the past 2 months. In December, Frank Miller and Nick McLaughlin were recognized for rescuing a couple from a burning house.
Speaking of houses burning, our fire department deserves kudos, too, for their hard work fighting fires last month in freezing temperatures.
Yes, I know, Doug. One of those fires was just across the street from the center. Our block on Broadway was filled with fire trucks and emergency vehicles. Were some of those from neighboring towns?
Yes, they were. That's what fire departments call mutual aid. And that was a cold night. I talked to Fire Chief Tom Burton a couple days later. He said the next night they were called out for mutual aid to another fire in a neighboring town. I asked Tom how much sleep did he get those 2 nights?
How much?
None.
Wow. I don't think I could do it. But I'm sure grateful that Tom and his faithful crew of volunteer firefighters is willing to protect our community and help out in other towns too.
Me too.
We had hoped to include information in this issue about the fire department's challenges this winter and how mutual aid works, but we ran out of time. Hopefully, we can put that in the next issue. But we did put a lot of love into the February issue.
We sure did.
Our reporters checked out what local businesses were offering for Valentine's Day. They went to retail stores and restaurants here in town, and what they found out was you can treat your sweetheart and never leave town.
Andreessen offers a steak dinner for 2 by candlelight from 4 to 8 on February 14th. But call the cafe to make your reservation soon because the tables fill up very quickly.
Other restaurants in town offer specials too. El Jalisco's special that night is their Burrito Real. Timo's is another option with a good atmosphere for a romantic dinner. Even the Dairy Queen offers some delicious treats for Valentine's Day.
Now that's a good place for sweet treats.
We learned that this time of year they sell heart-shaped dilly bars, both chocolate and strawberry. And they sell ice cream cakes for sweethearts, just the right size for two. And you can choose the flavor.
Oh, that sounds yummy. How can someone get those Valentine treats?
Well, both of these special items need to be ordered in advance, so plan to do that before February 12th. And if you have a lot of people you want to give treats to, I'm thinking of teachers and grandparents and so on, you can buy the heart-shaped dilly bars by the case.
Speaking of ordering in advance, Down Home Comforts on West Broadway will have fresh flower bouquets, but you need to order those today. If you wait till the last minute, though, they have many other gift items for sweethearts.
Another great local place for sweet treats on Valentine's Day or anytime is Blondie's Bakery. Blondie's will be well stocked with cupcakes, cookies, and other treats.
What if you need Valentine's for the whole family, Keith?
We've got you covered right here at our local Dollar General. They have fresh flowers, candy, fruit, and cards, of course. One of the managers told us that they have the traditional heart-shaped candy boxes and stuffed animals galore. And they have heart-shaped helium balloons filled and ready to fly out the door on February 14th.
Let's not forget our local stalwarts, the food shop and Bandy Drugs. Get fresh fruit, candy, and desserts at the food shop, or get a couple nice, juicy steaks to put on the grill.
Boy, they have good meat there.
Yes, they do. Next door, Bandy Drugs offers Russell Stover chocolates and a broad selection of greeting cards, genuine Hallmark cards, I believe, at prices to fit anyone's budget.
With all these options to love locally, why drive to another town for Valentine's Day?
There's really no need to do that. Shop local.
We also had fun coming up with some great date ideas. Doug, you want to share a few?
Certainly. Here are a dozen ways to say, I love you without leaving town. Number 1, take a romantic stroll around Arrowhead Lake and enjoy a picnic lunch. Yes, we know it's February, but this is Southern Illinois, and unseasonably warm days are not uncommon. Number 2, share a banana split at the Dairy Queen or pre-order those heart-shaped dilly bars and a sweetheart cake. Number 3, enjoy lunch and of course the dessert at Blondie's. Number 4, are you high school sweethearts? Get your picture taken in front of the columns from the old high school in the courtyard at Andreessen's. Or added fun, dress up in something like you wore as a teenager.
How can you do that?
Well, number 5, thrift store shopping at the Man of Mission. It's fun, it supports the food pantry, and you might find vintage clothing or some other treasure. Number 6, do you love a mystery? Find your favorite writer at the library and read to one a number. Number 7, can't travel to Cancun this year? Go south of the border and have a fun dinner at El Jalisco.
A couple of these ideas might have to wait for warmer weather, but that's just around the corner.
Number 8, on weekends when it does warm up, Timo's will again offer live music on the patio to enjoy with your dinner. Check out their marquee or Facebook for details.
I love it when the weather warms up and everything starts turning green.
Did you say greens? Well, number 9, that reminds me, you and your sweetie could hit the greens together at Stardust for a round of golf. The course's Facebook page will list the days they will be open and their tee times.
Number 10, but even if it doesn't get warm soon, you can warm the hearts of others. Volunteer together to help someone less fortunate than you. Lots of local groups could use your help. The Methodist Church Food Pantry, Man of Mission, the Christian Church, their clothes closet and food pantry on Thursdays. And we have plenty of opportunities here at the center, helping us finish out the space we're building for invested counseling. Or you can assist our partner agency Take Action Today.
Here are a couple ideas our on-the-street reporter Tim Hastings shared with us.
Number 11, pack tablecloth, napkins, china, silverware, candles, flowers, and music, and head to McDonald's or the DQ or Subway. Set the table and order off the menu. That would be the app if you're at McDonald's. If you really want a special evening, ask a friend or even one of your kids to be your server.
And finally, number 12, Tim suggests renting a rom-com. That's a romantic comedy for people our age. At the Red Box outside Dollar General. I think you could pick up a pizza too at Timo's or Casey's on the way home. And that sounds like a romantic night in with dinner and a movie. And best of all, you have never left Johnston City.
By the time this podcast streams, the groundhog may or may not have seen his shadow. But if we have 6 weeks more winter weather, our city workers are prepared. Johnston City Public Works Director Brett Runyon says that patience goes a long way in helping workers remove snow and ice from city streets. Our local reporter Tim Hastings interviewed Brett and Street Department Superintendent Dustin King just before our last winter event.
Preparedness is really one of the key parts of this, because every event is a little bit different. All snows are different, and you kind of need to handle it that way, because one size doesn't fit all in this situation all the time.
Basically, every time we got any type of snow coming, we'll get both the snow plows put on the 2 trucks and load both the snow spreaders in the bed of the truck and hook them up and have them ready to go.
The biggest thing I can ask the public is be patient. We're all out there with the same goal, and that's to provide for our families, and provide safe travel for emergency vehicles to and from. We want the public to be able to get to work. We want the children to be able to get to school in the quickest manner as possible. And for that to happen, we need the public to be patient with us and give us plenty of time and space to get our job done. We always try to work the school zones, because at the end of the day, we know we got people trying to get children to and from school. We got young drivers, and we want to provide the safest travel as possible for them.
One of your 2 salt trucks?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And do these trucks also have plows on them?
Yes, they both have plows on
And
as well.
have those been put on yet?
No, neither plows are put on.
Okay. About what time would you be putting those on?
Probably getting ready to do that right now.
Johnston City has a 4-man crew who spring into action when the threat of winter is at hand. In addition to Runyon and King, other city employees are Keith Travelstead and Kevin Miller. These men work around the clock if necessary. The city currently has a salt supply of about 300 tons. Rock salt or road salt costs $110 per ton. One truck can spread close to 5 tons of salt per hour. By the way, city employees are assisted by the state workers who clear Illinois Route 37, that's Grand Avenue, and Broadway between Grand and I-57. And now for our community calendar.
Kids in grades 3 through 5 have 2 more opportunities to join the art class here at the center on Tuesday afternoons. Art for Fun and Relaxation continues through the 13th of February. Sessions run from 4 to 5:15 p.m. All art supplies are provided, and registration is not needed. Just show up and express your creativity.
February is a short month and right in the middle of the winter. Good thing we have holidays this month. Lincoln's birthday on the 12th, Valentine's Day, of course, on the 14th, and the 19th is President's Day. Kids are out of school that day, and the library has planned a fun event for the whole family. It's a jigsaw puzzle tournament. It begins at 6 p.m. Teams of 5 will race to complete a 500-piece puzzle. The library will provide prizes and snacks. Registration is required for this event.
The Johnston City Fire Department's 19th annual chili dinner will be held February 24th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the fire station. You may purchase a serving of chili, a hot dog, dessert, and a drink for $10. There will be a gun raffle, silent auction, and other opportunities to support our local firefighters.
In this month's issue of the Arrow, Teepee Talk paid tribute to the JCHS dance team for hosting a special event last month at the high school.
On January 21st, Johnston City proudly hosted its first ever Illinois Drill Team Association competition. The event brought together 15 schools from across the state. The performances spanned various genres and dance styles, including flags, palms, solo acts, lyrical performances, and the energetic beats of hip-hop. Coach Michaela Moore organized the competition. The event was not only a success, it set the stage for future editions. Both the high school and the middle school dance teams will take the floor again at state, and the state finals will be held February 10th at the Bank of Springfield Center.
In other sports, high school boys basketball will be on the road this month at Vienna, Hardin County, and Waltonville. Home games include Christopher, Steelville, Goreville, and Cesar-Valier. The regional tournament begins on the 17th.
The girls will play at Trico, Pope County, and have home games against Vienna and Century. The high school girls regional tournaments will begin February 10th.
And the wrestling season is drawing to a close. The regionals begin this weekend. You know, Doug, winter sports are winding down, and you know what that means.
That spring is in the air.
Yes, tell us about what's coming in spring sports.
The girls' volleyball season has begun on the middle school level. They have away games at Crab Orchard and Hamilton County the first week of February. The first match at home this month will be on the 6th when the girls will play Central Junior High from West Frankfort. The very next night they will play Unity Point at home. A lot more volleyball is happening this month, Keith. Can you tell our viewers where to find this schedule?
You can find links on the unit's website, jcindians.org, or you can go to the shortcut we've posted on our website, jcity.center.
Now, I understand the online schedule includes the middle school's boys C team.
That's right, Doug. That team includes boys from the 5th and 6th grade. That's where basketball careers begin, isn't it?
It certainly does.
At that level, every student is a winner, just for trying. Kind of like our trivia contest.
Oh, so true. So who are our lucky winners, Keith?
Well, we had some really smart people who entered the trivia contest. Everyone answered at least 90% of the questions right. Our friend Barb Buckner won 3rd place. 1st and 2nd place almost tied. We're giving Kim Grant 1st place as she was the first to submit a quiz with all the answers correct. 2nd place goes to Johnston City historian William Wilson, who also got all answers correct. By the way, Doug, we did make a mistake in the newspaper. I know there is a Paul Harrison, but he was not a Beatle. It's George Harrison. In the print edition, it should have been. George Harrison was the Beatle whose niece and nephew attended JCHS. But Doug, I can't believe we're getting so old.
Oh, not all of us. We'd like to introduce our producer and assistant video editor at this time, Ben Johnston. And we're so glad for all the things that he does.
We're out of time for this podcast, but I encourage everyone to pick up a copy of The Arrow at local businesses or check out the online version at jcity.center.
You won't want to miss a tribute Jimmy Dean wrote about an unsung hero, Roy Rogers, the man behind the camera at JCHS ball games for almost 4 decades.
And my favorite article in the whole paper is one of the lifelong love stories we included in the special Valentine's issue. The headline reads, "Beatneck vet and green-haired girl in a 59 Chevy sneak off to begin a 63-year marriage." See page 2 to find out who that's about.
And we would like to thank our sponsors this month, including our newest sponsor, Blondie's Bakery.
Yes, and if you or your business would like to support The Arrow, email me at jcitycenter@gmail.com or see our website, jcity.center, or call 618-952-1272. By the way, the paper is about 80% funded, so we could really use your help in order not to have to take away from other services we offer.
What's coming up next month, Keith?
Well, we'll have at least one new sponsor, and our reporters are working on stories about an after-school Bible club. Of course, the fire department, and the biggest news of all.
Really? Well, what's that?
Easter is coming. Christ is risen.
He is risen indeed.
Amen.